Sir Aldric of Greenvale was not a knight. Not yet. Not truly. Not in the way that mattered. He knelt in the mud of a training yard, his sword arm trembling, his tabard splattered with filth. Across from him, Sir Godric, grizzled, one-eyed, and twice as wide as any man had the right to be, lowered his blunted blade and spat. "Again!" Aldric rose. His muscles screamed. His bones ached. But he had been at this for years, since he was a squire of 12, since his father had first strapped a wooden sword to his belt and told him, "A knight is not born, he is forged." He lunged. Steel clashed, Godric twisted, and Aldric's sword went flying. A boot to his chest sent him sprawling. The old knight loomed over him, his voice a low growl. "You fight like a man who wants to live." Aldric wiped blood from his lip. "Is that not the point?" Godric's laugh was a bark. "No! A knight fights for glory, for duty, for the realm, even if that means death. Earn your glory. Be something." He leaned down, his breath reeking of sour wine. "One more great deed, boy. One more, and you can be something. You can earn your spurs. But you have to be willing to go all in." Aldric clenched his fists. War would give him that chance. The summons came at dawn. A rider, his horse lathered in sweat, his voice raw from shouting, "Ogres! Goblins! The whole north burns! If we ride now, we may yet save the Black Fen." Aldric's blood sang. The mustering field was chaos. Knights in gleaming plate, men-at-arms in rusted mail, peasant levies clutching spears they barely knew how to hold. Among them, Aldric saw the archers. Thin, hollow-eyed men with bows older than their grandfathers. Aldric ignored them. The war council was brief. Aldric's fingers itched for his sword. "The warband marches south. We move with haste to Black Fen," Lord Commander Bryce declared, jabbing a gauntleted finger at the map. "They're ogres, so expect the standard filth. Lure them in, pick off who we can while closing, hit them hard with a countercharge while they're locked into our spears." Bryce turned to Aldric. "You'll take the detachment of light horse. Hold the eastern flank. If the line breaks, you know what to do." Aldric bowed. "By your will, my lord." One of the other knights, Sir Heron, a bloated, sneering brute, snorted. "You're giving the pup command. He'll piss himself at the first charge." Aldric met his gaze. "And I'll be sure to piss on your corpse when you fall." The tent erupted in laughter. Even Bryce, though he tried to hold it back. "I suddenly have a liking for you, boy," laughed Sir Heron. "Try not to die. We may be fast friends yet." The field stank of wet earth and iron. Aldric's detachment, 20 riders, seasoned but not elite, waited on the edge of the fray. Ahead, the battle lines collided in a thunder of steel and screams. The ogres roared as they swung their cleavers, sending men flying in pieces. The goblins shrieked, darting between legs, slashing at hamstrings. Aldric's horse stamped, sensing tension. "Steady," he murmured. "Steady now." Then movement. A flicker in the trees. A shadow where there shouldn't be one. Aldric squinted. Mammoths. 3 of them, hidden in the tree line, packed with goblin archers. They were waiting for the lines to commit, waiting to roll over the exposed archers. "Gods damn it," Aldric hissed. He wheeled his horse. "With me!" His men hesitated. "But our orders, sir," urged his second. "There is a plan." "The enemy has altered their plan. We need to alter ours," he replied. "Now's the time, men. We ride." Moments later, they hit the mammoths in their flanks as the beasts lumbered forward, rolling over the archers. Aldric's lance took the first goblin driver through the chest. His men followed, hacking at legs and ropes, at anything that would slow the beasts. One mammoth screamed, its knees buckling as a well-placed axe bit deep. The archers below, those who hadn't already fled, those who desperately tried to hold the line, gaped as the mammoths faltered. Aldric didn't stop. He drove his horse forward, sword flashing, carving through goblins like wheat. One of the beasts turned, its massive tusks sweeping low. Aldric's horse went down. He rolled, came up swinging. A goblin lunged. He split its skull. Another came at his flank. His dagger found its throat. And then he saw it. The ogre's standard bearer, a brute twice his height, its tusks capped in iron, a massive banner clutched in one meaty fist, the sigil of the warband, a black fist on red. Aldric charged. The ogre swung, and Aldric ducked, feeling the wind of the blow ruffle his hair. His sword bit deep into the ogre's thigh. It bellowed, staggered. Aldric drove his blade up under its ribs and twisted. The standard fell. He looked at the banner as it lay in the mud and claimed it, a gift for his lord. His men caught up to him then. Many were on foot, though some were still mounted. They looked at his trophy and laughed. He took a moment to survey the battle, a sigh of relief and exhaustion leaving him. The battle turned. With the mammoths routed and the flanks secure, Bryce's reserves hammered into the ogre's exposed flank. The warband broke, fleeing into the fen, their warlord's bellows of rage fading into the mist. Aldric stood amidst the carnage, the ogre standard clutched in his fist. His armor was dented, his tabard torn, his face streaked with blood. Sir Heron rode up, his helmet gone, his face pale.
You saved the flank.
Aldric spat. The archers had much to do with it. They held long enough for us to strike. He gestured to the mound of dead leading to a line of peasants. Their bodies broken, their line all but gone. Heron blinked. Then grudgingly he nodded.
I'll see that you get the glory, pup. Rightly deserved.
And what of the archers, sir? Asked Aldric.
They'll get a hot meal. Double rations tonight, he answered.
Bryce found him later, as the sun dipped below the horizon.
You've earned your spurs, Aldric,
the old knight said, clapping a hand on his shoulder.
Then more. A title, lands if you want them.
Aldric looked across the field, at the pyres being built, at the wounded groaning in the mud, at the crows circling, feasting. It was a glorious day, he murmured, though for the first time he wondered if the glory was worth the price. But then he shook his head, sheathed his sword and walked away. A knight did not question. A knight served.